All right, let's dive in. We're about to unpack a piece of tech that honestly runs the modern business world. But to really get it, we're going to start with an idea that's much, much older: the friendly neighborhood shopkeeper.
I mean, really think about that person for a second. The one who ran the little corner store. They didn't just see you as another sale. They saw you. They knew your name, probably knew your family, and they had a pretty good guess what you were going to buy before you even said hello. And that's the real magic, isn't it? It's that feeling of being known, of being valued. It wasn't just about the transaction. It was about a relationship. And that personal touch, that's what creates real loyalty, the kind that lasts.
Okay, but here's the giant modern-day problem. How on earth does a big company with customers all over the globe create that same one-on-one feeling? I mean, a single human brain can't possibly keep track of millions of people and their preferences, so what's the answer?
Well, the answer is CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management. And a great way to think about it is less like a piece of software and more like a digital brain for the business. A brain that's built specifically to remember and manage all those relationships, but on a massive scale.
And here's the most important part. A CRM is designed to pull in information from everywhere. Your emails, website visits, phone calls, social media, you name it. And it weaves it all together in one place. It basically creates a single, complete story for every single customer.
And listen, this is not just some nice-to-have tool. The investment pays off, and I mean big time. For every single dollar a company spends on CRM software, they get back an average of $8.71. That's a huge ROI that just proves how incredibly valuable it is to really know your customer.
So, how does this thing actually work its magic? Let's pop the hood and take a quick tour of the core toolkit inside a CRM to see how it builds that amazing, complete picture of a customer.
So first, it tracks everything, no matter where it happens. Then, it organizes all that data into a super detailed profile for each person, kind of like a diary of your whole relationship. Next, it automates a ton of the busy work, so things don't fall through the cracks. And finally, it analyzes all that info to uncover some seriously powerful insights. And this, right here, really gets to the heart of it. All that tracking and organizing allows a business to personalize your experience, but at a huge scale. It creates that awesome feeling of being recognized. You know, just like when your favorite barista starts making your usual drink the second you walk in the door.
And that feeling? It has a very real impact. In fact, over half, 53% of businesses that use a CRM say they see better customer satisfaction, all because they can send messages that are actually relevant to you as an individual.
But it's not just about warm fuzzies, it's about hard numbers. When businesses dig into the analytics inside their CRM, they're not just guessing what their customers want, they know. And that knowledge makes them a whopping 86% more likely to blow past their sales targets.
This number really says it all. For nearly every business that uses one, 97% of them, a CRM isn't just some optional extra anymore. Nope, it is absolutely essential to hitting their goals. It's table stakes.
Now, not all customer relationships look the same, right? A CRM gets used in totally different ways depending on if a business sells to other businesses, that's B2B, or if it sells directly to you and me, that's B2C. You can think of it like the difference between a long, serious courtship and a bunch of fast-paced speed dates.
So in B2B, that courtship is long and complex. The deals are worth a lot of money, and you have to convince a whole committee of people over months. The relationship is deep. But in B2C, it's all about speed and volume, managing millions of shorter individual interactions as efficiently as possible. The relationship is broad. So for a B2B company, let's say Honda selling fleets of cars to other companies, the CRM is their command center. It tracks all the different decision makers in one deal, it scores which leads are the hottest, and it helps the sales team navigate that long, complicated journey from the first hello to the final handshake.
Now, for B2C brands we all know, like Amazon or Starbucks, it's a completely different game. Their CRMs are built for mind-boggling automation at scale. It's the engine that powers things like Amazon's product recommendations or a personalized offer that pops up on your Starbucks app right when you happen to walk by a store.
So, you see, whether it's a long courtship or a quick speed date, the ultimate goal is exactly the same: to truly know your customer. And the single most powerful way to turn all that CRM data into action is through a technique called segmentation.
Now, segmentation might sound a little technical, but the idea is actually super simple.
It's just about breaking down your huge audience into smaller, more manageable groups of people who have something in common. It's the secret sauce that makes your messages feel personal and helpful, instead of like junk mail.
Because without segmentation, you're just stuck in the past, right? You're basically blasting one generic message out to everybody and just, crossing your fingers and hoping it connects with someone out there.
But with a CRM, you suddenly get these superpowers to slice and dice your audience in all sorts of clever ways. You can group them by where they live, what they've bought in the past, how often they open your emails, or even if they're a brand new customer versus someone you haven't seen in a while.
And when you do that, everything changes. You stop shouting at a crowd and you start having thousands of meaningful, individual conversations. You can finally deliver the right message to the right person at exactly the right time.
The classic example of this is Tesco's Club Card in the UK. By looking at what people were actually buying, they could see who the vegetarians were and send them coupons for things like veggie burgers, not steak. It sounds so simple, but that little bit of relevance makes customers feel like you actually get them, and that builds incredible loyalty. So, at the end of the day, when you strip it all back, a CRM is really just the modern technology that lets a business follow one of the oldest rules in the book: know thy customer. It takes that timeless piece of wisdom and finally makes it possible to do at a global scale.
Which leaves us with one last thought to chew on. Any business can have customers. That's the easy part. But the real question, the one that truly defines success today, is this: does your business really, truly know them? Thanks for tuning in.